Hello everyone. This is now the video for this week's lesson, Ellipse. We're gonna talk about ellipse. So the first video is about introduction on what is an ellipse. So we're gonna start with the definition. Here's the definition of ellipse I have here. It's right here. An ellipse is the set of all points xy in a plane, the sum of whose distances from two distinct points foci is called constant. So right here, this is an ellipse. We have two distinct points. If you move these, we say right now, d1 plus d2, the sum of the distance will be, let's say, k at this point. Now, moving this point to here, let's say right here, then of course, if your point now is right here, then you connect that point to one of your foci. Oh, no, one to the focus. There's another focus right here. Now, if the sum of the distance of this segment and this segment, we call that distance 1 and distance 2, will be the same as the sum of the distance of this segment in that segment. So wherever you put the point on the ellipse, the distance of that to the foci, focus, will be the same. Okay? It's like this one. It's like the concept of a thumbtacks. Let's say, for example, you put a thumbtacks here. And you have a string. And then the pencil will hold the point here. That, and then you move it. The length here, and that if you add, is the same as the length if you move that pencil right here or everywhere. Okay, so that's the meaning of ellipse. There is a point, so it's a set of all points where the where points xy, where there is a two distinct fixed points. Okay, so here are the vocabulary that we're gonna go through. Here are the words that you need to know. So vertices, the points in the ellipse where the line that go through the foci intersect. So I have here, that would be your vertex. Now the F1 is right here, and then F2 is right here. If the vertex is on this part, then the F1 will be right here and F2 will be right here. So wherever the vertex is, that's where the segment, that's where the focus, the foci will be also. So now there will be a major axis and a minor axis. A major axis is a chord joining the vertices. So if this is your vertex and that's your vertex, you connect them. This is your major axis. In the center is the midpoint of this segment. Now, you have also a line segment right here. This line segment crosses at the center and perpendicular to the major axis. Then you call this minor axis. Okay, minor axis. So we have now foci, major axis, the center. Okay, the center is the midpoint of the major axis. And the minor axis, of course, is a chord perpendicular to the major axis. I want you guys to copy that, okay, in your notebook. Pause the video and copy that. Now, how would you find the center? Well, the center is HK. If it's at the origin, then the center will be 0, 0. Then how would you find the vertex or the vertices? Then H value, which is from the center, plus or minus A, comma, K. So there will be two values of H right here. There will be two values because there will be two vertices. And foci is H plus minus C, comma, K. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to find A, B, and C. Now, 2A is the length of the major axis. So this is your major axis. The length of this is 2 times A. Okay? And A, guys, is the distance from the center to one of the vertex. So A is from here to here. That's A. And then B is this. This is your B. And then your C is from the one of the focus to the center. So this is your C. Okay, that's how you find your C. So your major axis, the length of this is 2 times A. Minor axis, the length of this is 2 times B. To find C though, you're gonna use this formula. So to find C, you will use this formula. C squared equals A squared minus B squared. It's not plus, it's minus. Okay, so that's how you find C. So you get a square root of the difference between A squared minus B squared. And again, C is the distance from the center to one of the foci. A is the distance from the center to one of the vertex. And B is the distance from the center to one of the endpoint of the minor axis. So right here, like what I said, from here to here, that's your A. So, but there's two of them because A here and another A here, so that's 2A. And then for B, B is from the center to this point, to the minor axis, and then this is a B and this another one here. So 2B. And C is you look at your foci, your focus to the center, that is your C. And of course, there's another one here. Whatever the distance from focus one, from first focus to the center, is this should be the same as the focus to the other focus to the other center. Now, if A is equals to B, if that happens, then your ellipse is a circle. All right, guys? And there is a formula to find the ellipse. And this is the formula that you're going to use, the standard equation of the ellipse. If the center is HK, okay? If the center is HK, meaning not in the any point, not on the center. And major and minor axis length is 2A and 2B, where of course B is greater than 0 but less than A. Then you use, this is the formula you use if the major axis is horizontal. We're talking about the major axis. And then if the major axis is vertical, this is the formula you're going to use. That is if the center is HK. Now, if the center is the origin, meaning 0, 0, then this is the formula you're going to use if the major axis is horizontal. And this is the formula you're going to use if the major axis is vertical. And of course, to find C, this is the formula you're going to use. And here's how 2B. So from here to here is 2B. From this point to that point, this is a vertex, this is another vertex, that's 2A. This is your center. Now, this is your major axis. It's horizontal. So therefore, the formula you're gonna use is this one. Now, on the other side, this is your center. From here to here, it's 2A, meaning this line This segment is your major axis because that's the 2A is. A is the distance from the center to one of the vertex. So wherever the vertex is, that's the major axis. Now if you look here, the major axis is vertical. So then the formula you're gonna use is this formula to find the standard equation of the ellipse. Okay, so this is important. Please stop the video and copy the formula in your notebook. And also try to copy this so you won't have to go back and forth to the video as you go along. Okay, so that is the introduction of the ellipse. So the next video, I'm gonna go over some of the examples.